So thank you for joining us at the Grow Globally Fair. It's actually the 13th annual Grow Globally Fair. So the Global Chamber is 6 years old, but prior to Global Chamber, we actually did this event starting in 2008. And it was hosted by Squire Sanders law firm in downtown Phoenix. There's probably a few of you who may have been there 12 years ago, 13 years ago. Here we are. Global Chamber got formed in the meantime, and now we have this event, the first virtual one, and ironically, it is the 13th. So things will go wrong, but because of the Global Tribe, who we lean on every day, and you can count on the Global Tribe to lean on them. That's why that song was picked. I'm sure it'll be a good meeting. In terms of our schedule today, normally with Grow Globally Fair, we have a trade fair, and we kind of move around and get to meet everybody. So we're going to do it a little differently. Today, we're going to spend about 30 minutes with some awards, and we're going to meet some extraordinary people, 10 amazing people. And then we're going to shift into 3 breakout rooms. And those 3 are each led by extraordinary people. One will be about the Phoenix area. One will be about getting more people involved with global business. And number 3 will be 12 resources, speed dating with 12 amazing resources. And so you'll be rotated through each of those 3 and be able to participate in every one of those 3. So hopefully by the end of this 85 minutes of time, you'll be a lot smarter, you'll be a lot more connected, and you'll be more dangerous in a good way in 2021. So the first person I would like to introduce in our award program, where every year we introduce the Global City of the Year, and this is actually the second time this city has won in the years that we've been offering this. The winner this year is the City of Surprise, and I'd like to give this award to Janine Yurkovic, who is the Economic Development Director for the city. What I've told Janine, and I believe this with my heart, I get to talk to people all around the world all the time from different cities, and I have not seen a better city anywhere that accomplishes so much internationally per capita and per dollar than the City of Surprise. And so Janine, congratulations on winning Global City of the Year for Phoenix Metro.
Well, thank you so much, Doug, on behalf and to the entire Global Phoenix Chamber Advisory Board. Thank you. It's such an honor, and all I can say is, you know, I've got great colleagues. I work with a lot of nice people. I think that's kind of what sustained everybody through these times right now, is that we get to all work with really nice people, and we're all lucky. You know, and I think, from our city's perspective, I'm excited to share in the leader room. You know, great things are happening. Growth is still happening. You know, there's bad things happening out there, but there's just such a silver lining right now in the economy. Hank was kind of mentioning that earlier. You know, growth, new opportunities, and people are still moving to the valley. People who want to be part of the magic that's already here. And I think there's a reason for that. It's a really can-do place with good people and a truly positive outlook. So thank you so much.
Round of applause for the City of Surprise and Janine Yurkovic. Is she amazing or what? Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm going to try to get a picture of the screen really quickly.
Everybody wave to Janine.
Okay. Yes. All right.
Go.
Yay.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you. It's a cute picture. I'll send it to you.
Thank you. Our next winner, and just so amazing company and amazing leadership, Shams Hadi of Zorro Sign is a company that decided, having set up in Dubai, that they were going to move to San Francisco, and suddenly people like Hank Marshall and others got in the way, and Phoenix just became too compelling and they moved their headquarters to the Phoenix metro area. And now they're everywhere in Phoenix, and they're growing globally from the metro. So Shams, thank you so much for your leadership. Thanks for all that you're doing. Zorro sign will be #1 in the world very soon, I'm sure.
Thank you so much, Doug. Yes, hopefully we will be #1, and #1 holding up the Phoenix flag over here. I always joke with Hank, and there's a lot of thanks that goes out to the city of Phoenix, GPEC, and most importantly, the wonderful people of Arizona. I've never found nicer people across the world than people here in the state of Arizona. But I always joke with Hank that he made me feel like I was getting married again, but this time I was the bride. So this is really, really exciting. But that's the love that we felt. We're super excited. As you know, we're a blockchain-based technology. Our core is in privacy and security. And we really want to bring that trust, ethics, morals back into business, especially as we are all going paperless. So areas like business consultancy, mapping, banking, financial services, government especially, import, export, and any retail and other services, non-for-profit and legal. I know we have Mike there that we're working very closely with as well. So there's a lot of action that's going to happen, and I hope that you'll hear all about us and continue to do so. We're based out of GCU's Innovation Center, and we can't thank GCU enough for that as well. Thank you so much, Doug. I appreciate it.
Our pleasure. Who do you have there with you?
We have Ara, who's our Chief Growth Officer here, and we have some of our interns and one of our other advisors, Bashir, listening in, hiding behind the banner. So yeah, there they are. There they are, a couple of them. So we're all
appropriately masked up.
Yeah.
Good protocol. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. And I see Mark Pierce. I know you know Mark Pierce as well.
Yes,
very
we're
well.
working very closely with Lee and Associates as well. See you tomorrow, Mark.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So,
Yara.
Hi, Mark.
a round of applause for the Zorro sign and Shams Hadi. Congratulations. Fantastic. Our next winner is a fellow that I've personally known for a long time and just admired the work that they do. Jim Ratcliffe is the chairman and CEO of Ropar Pharmaceuticals. And you probably, if you watch cable television, you've seen the advertisements for their one of their main products, Closis, which turns out to have been found to reduce the effectiveness of COVID. That's probably not the right way to say it, but it basically diminishes the damage that it causes. And so they're leveraging that for both success this year and next year. And so Jim, congratulations on the progress that you've made. I know it feels probably like a long time coming, but the fact that Ropar Pharmaceutical now is continuing to grow and re-elevating itself on the world stage, we're just so proud of you, based out of Scottsdale, Arizona. Congratulations, Jim.
Thanks so much, Doug. It's an honor to have the company recognized for its accomplishments. This has been for everybody absolutely roller coaster, crazy world year. For us, just to give a quick thumbnail, we sell our toothpaste, mouth rinse, and oral rinse products to dentists and hygienists, as well as to the general public through retail stores such as Amazon and Walmart and Walgreens and CVS. And so along comes COVID, and around March, 95% of dental offices closed down. Not only that, but their staff, their professional staff, are terrified of coming back. Think about what they do. This is a disease that's communicated through the mouth and the nose primarily. As infection occurs through mouth, nose, and eyes, and their job is to stare down about 8 people to 10 people's mouth each day. How scary is that? So they closed down, and the CDC and American Dental Association came up with some guidelines. And here's the international story. We decided we would go to work and learn. So the country that probably learned the most early on was Korea, who experienced the MERS epidemic. And MERS is related to SARS. There are 7 coronaviruses that infect humans, and 3 of them are deadly: MERS, SARS, and SARS-CoV-2, SARS-2. And so we went to work on figuring out what happened there, what happened in China, began to look at what our products could do, began searching out biocontainment labs, because you can't test this stuff unless you're prepared to protect yourself from infection and transmission. And there are about 23 of these labs in the United States. We got in the door in a couple of them, and everybody who has a product that may make a difference was scrambling to get tested. So the statistics Doug were talking about is we lowered the amount of virus, deactivated amount of virus at 98.4% for COVID, and about 99% for influenza. And influenza A is 40% comorbidity with COVID. So we're really, really working hard to try to take our energies and put a dent in this disease transmission, both at home, people who can reduce the amount that they're either infected or transmitted, and in that dental office. So people who, when they went back to work in June, July, and August, they were using our products to pre-rinse their patients to make sure that they didn't get infected and they didn't transmit that infection to other patients. So
You've made a lot of progress, and one of the reasons why you've been awarded is the international activity, including, I know, some ongoing conversations you're having with India, and our person in Israel, Tal Zilverberg, who I've seen, is connecting you to all the right people. So congratulations on that. And we're expecting great things in 2021.
Thanks, Doug. It's a pleasure, and if we can help people get well and stay well, we're doing the right thing.
Thanks for doing that. So far we've heard from the winner of the Global City of the Year. We've heard the landed company to watch, Zorosign, and we've heard from Ropar Pharmaceuticals, Jim, with Exporter of the Year. So now we're going to switch over to some service providers, and the first one is Karen Betch, who is with the Bank of America. Karen is a commercial banker and senior vice president there, and she's so impressive. And I think she epitomizes what I love about the Global Tribe: is professional, capable, knows the answer. When they don't know the answer, they tell you that. Those are the characteristics of really the Global Tribe, kind of working at a higher level than people that are not global. And Karen, we really appreciate all you do, and we recognize you and the Bank of America as International Bank and Banker of the Year. Congratulations.
Thank you, Doug. I have some prepared comments that I must read, but I won't go over my time. As a 30-year associate at Bank of America, that clearly demonstrates my deep connection to the enterprise. I imagine our audience today knows the Bank of America name, yet I imagine many are not familiar with some pretty interesting aspects of our enterprise. I would like to share some of those aspects with you today. High level, we are a team of over 200,000 associates operating in the US, Canada, Asia Pacific, Europe, Middle East, and Africa, or EMEA, and Latin America. Bank of America has built their own international treasury platform, which means we offer a full range of treasury cash management solutions around the world. Our CEO, Brian Moynihan, as chair of the International Business Council, was recently instrumental in developing metrics that help businesses progress to the UN Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs, which ties into environmental, social, and governance, or ESG, non-financial metrics and priorities. Brian Moynihan believes society's problems cannot be solved without private industry. To read more about this, you can find information at the B of A website. the World Economic Forum website, and the International Business Council website. Pivoting to the local aspect of Bank of America, we are a well-organized corporate banking group through our small business, business banking, and middle market teams. I am one of several corporate bankers in the market, managing and growing a portfolio of business client relationships. Doug asked me to make a few observations of my banking outlook for 2021. Number one, work from home will continue at least through Q1. Number two, environmental, social, and governance, or ESG. We have built out very specific resources to help guide businesses think about and implement their ESG priorities. Number three, digital solutions, especially mobile functionality. Number four, financial life benefits, in our case from our Merrill Lynch platform. And finally, number five, rebuilding credit portfolios. Doug, thank you so much for the recognition. I turn it back to you.
Thank you, Karen. Awesome. Keep up the great work.
Thanks.
Our next award winner is the Mike we talked about earlier. Everybody in Metro Phoenix knows Mike Patterson. He this year is the international law leader, and his firm Spencer Fane is lucky to have him. We were talking earlier today when he got married a few years ago. His wife said, "Mike, you just got to stop doing all that connecting stuff that you do." And Mike, you know, between his mariachi band and all of the things that he does for Global Chamber and so many different organizations, and the time he gives to people, is so compelling. There's nobody that does it better than Mike Patterson. Mike, congratulations on your award. We love you, man.
Thank you, Doug. You are the, as I've said over the years, you are the hub of this international wheel. There's a lot going on in Phoenix now, but there's some of us on this call we remember when it wasn't like this, when we were struggling to get it going. But Doug, you were networking everybody, putting it together, and this has been a great ride. And it is so exciting now to see each of the cities doing boot camps to help people do their first export, and to see so many of you as consultants. And you're a consultant, and I'll tell you, 10 years ago in Phoenix, there weren't many clients to consult who were interested in international. You'd have had to have a different day job in addition to that, but so many of you are making it work, and I'm really excited for you, excited about that. I will tell you a prediction. I think it is still going to be rough on international travel. I hope that lifts soon and we can do that safely with the vaccine. However, in the meantime, there have been companies who've been real winners this year, who've been distributing their products and they're selling them online. They're using Zoom, they're using the video and other ways to sell, but product is moving internationally. And I would just encourage you to have agreements, not just do it on a handshake, not just agree with somebody over a phone call to do something. Also, unfortunately, seeing a fair amount of litigation, which I really wish wasn't happening, on people who are doing deals that are falling apart. I saw one deal where some people did several million masks that turned out they were, when they got delivered from 1 to 2 to 3, turned out that those masks were actually manufactured in 2007. They were 13 years old, and when you pull the mask out of the box, the elastic bands just immediately shattered and broke. And so at that moment, people pull out their agreements and they said, "What did I sign?" And you hope that you sign something. As another lawyer, Ben in town, used to say, "Hey, you can pay me now or you can pay me later," and it's a lot more later, but I will tell you, really, even in beyond the fees part of it, we'd really like to help this international tribe here in Phoenix do it the right way, avoid risk, get it done. There's a lot happening. I see a lot more international coming this year. Thanks, Doug. Thank you all for giving your lives to international and taking that extra risk to do this. We're all in this together.
Bravo, Mike. Bravo. I saw a bravo Miguel as well. Bravissimo. Thank you very much. Thanks for all you do. Our next award winner is in the area of global wealth management. Those of you who were on the advisory board meeting a few minutes ago heard from Amrish Patel. He's the CEO founder of Global Wealth Strategies based out of Tempe and Scottsdale. And actually, I think now Scottsdale fully. Amrish, we really appreciate all that you do. We love your globalness and the way you bring your global knowledge to your work, your knowledge and your passion. You are the Global Wealth Management Leader of the Year. Thank you.
Thank you, Doug. And thank you, everybody in the advisory board, as well as the Global Chamber family members. This is an honor, and I can actually working with Doug, Mike, everybody here is absolutely pleasure. As a global wealth service provider, we work with small business owners as well as individuals, and coronavirus and COVID-19 has not just created havoc in the business processes, but the families also, because everybody has to learn the new ways of living. And I guess maybe we can call it new normal. And as Mike said, that maybe with travel restrictions, we have to figure out how to do the business virtually, maybe sometimes invisibly. And in financial services, no different. When the situation started in mid-February with financial services market catering, 30 days were absolutely havoc. I don't remember anybody who probably knew where the bottom was, because everybody was thinking the bottom is all the way to the ground zero. So fortunately, with intervention by our US government and injection of the money, etc., the financial services business came back on. But as Jim also talked, James Ratcliffe talked about, that this is a health crisis. In 2008, when we had this financial crisis, it was mainly real estate and financial. This time, it's a job loss, as well as, of course, the financial crisis that we see from the health proportion across the world and globally. So if you don't have the reprieve that if my business in the US is not doing okay, I can go south of the border or north, or basically go across the ocean and do the business. Everybody in the world is unfortunately affected with this health crisis. So coming together is the only solution. And I'm so happy to hear that the world is coming together and everybody sharing the vaccine discovery as well as sharing of the vaccine knowledge with the rest of the world. So I'm thankful to everybody to pitch it. Coming back to the reality, global, like impact from the coronavirus has actually brought us back to the families. So I see a clear winner here that people are spending more time with the families. Also, in financial services, in the business aspect, we see that they are going back to the basics to really understand what is missing in their business model, how can they survive. And also very happy to hear that business owners are not for themselves only. Business owners are also looking after their employees' health, financial well-being as well. And we are able to work with our business owners to walk them through the PPP loans, as those who are doing business in America know that for small businesses as well as up to 500, the financial incentive provided to PPP loan was absolutely necessary. So
Absolutely.
we're working with the business owners to make sure that not only the business, but also the employees are kind of well taken care of. Extending that beyond to the individual levels, the families are identified that what they were procrastinating and not addressing while being busy in the work, coronavirus has actually given them the opportunity. So my take is this, that from the crisis creates opportunities, and hope that opportunities taking good care of the health of every family member, as well as the financial health of every member of our GWS community. So we're very happy that we have learned our lessons. We have learned to work with our clients even more to make sure that they are safe, financially safe as well, and health-wise as well. And 2021, I think, is what we look forward, that we have figured out that digital economy is here to stay. All the things that we do, even this meeting is all virtual. Doug, we absolutely love to have close to you and of course connect with each and every one of you to hugs and face-to-face contact, but this virtual is okay to make sure that we are safe with each other and still sharing. So thank you for having the virtual meeting, Doug. And we actually have
Thank you.
plans going forward that virtual would not stop us from doing the right things to reach out, help each other, any support we can help to the Global Chamber family. So
Thank you, Amrish. Really appreciate it. Keep up the good work. We really do appreciate it.
thank you.
Our next winner is in the category of consulting services leader. This is a man that I've known for, I had to check his LinkedIn profile, roughly 7 or 8 years when he was buying a business called Business Enterprise Mapping. And I was lucky enough to help out in his early stages prior to Global Chamber. He is himself a superstar. The company works with amazing companies. I remember Sirius Radio was one of the first early ones, but they've worked with hundreds of really extraordinary companies. It's one of the reasons why we call League of Extraordinaries what it is, because Joe Bockersteady, from early days, even before he owned this company, was working at a higher level than almost anybody can imagine. So Joe, we really appreciate what you bring to the global tribe. You're a superstar. You have a daughter, Amy, who is a world-renowned under pressure person who was able to drop that putt on 16, still going around the world virtually, 16 or 20 million views on YouTube. Congratulations for Amy. Congratulations to the work you're doing at BEM. Thanks for being part of the global tribe.
Hey, Doug, thank you very much for the recognition. Amy continues to be far more well-known than me, I might add. And I don't expect that to change soon. But for those who don't know, Business Enterprise Mapping is a workflow mapping consulting firm. We do very large situations, medium, small. We're really very good at identifying the way work gets done, what the challenges are, and what needs to be done to address them. Prior to 2020, we were all road warriors. The entire group was, executive platinum on American Airlines running around the country. And when the pandemic hit, we really had to re-engineer our business to deliver our services virtually. And today, as we sit here, everything we do is being done on Zoom, which has been an extraordinary re-engineering for our business. One of the benefits of that is we now actually have even a greater global reach because we're able to do any business anywhere at the same expense cost that we would do one in Phoenix. So that's been a real ultimately a real beneficial value to the business, but it was a difficult transition, as many of you have gone through. We also wrote a book through this, which will be coming out in the first quarter. Red Cloud Road. Red clouds are what we call problems and opportunities in businesses, so it's kind of a BEM thing. And I will say that I think business has, so we've run into two types of enterprises through this exercise. One has virtually gone out of business from the pandemic because of closures, difficulties, whatever. And the other has been more like Jim's business, where there's been a boost in business because of some need for that product or service. And in going into 2021, we see business definitely coming back. But I also agree, I don't think there's going to be much travel in 2021. And I think folks have really gotten comfortable with the idea of virtual delivery of services where possible. And so I would tell you from our perspective, it's not as good, but it's good enough. And you can still get the work done. People still see the value. And, it's so much more efficient working from home. And even like today, you're able to sign into meetings on the dot versus spending that hour to drive somewhere, whatever it may be. And I just think that folks have gotten very, very comfortable with the idea that we're just going to continue to conduct business virtually. So thank you very much. It's an honor and a pleasure to be here. And let's tackle 2021 and get through this, right?
Absolutely. Business Enterprise Mapping, check it out. Google it and find it on the web, Joe Bockersteady, and then Google his daughter, Amy Bockersteady, and it'll give you a huge smile. It's an
That's
amazing
far more
story.
fun, that part.
And actually his second job, or maybe your first job, is her
Yes.
publicity manager, right?
And caddy. I'm Amy's caddy. So that's the most fun job I can have.
An amazing woman. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
If you're joining us, or maybe you've been from the beginning, we're about a half hour into Grow Globally Fair Phoenix, and we have 3 more categories for the awards, and then we're going to switch to the breakout rooms. And so just want to give you a kind of a time check on that. We have 3 more categories, the next one being Global Nonprofit of the Year, and I'm very pleased to award that to Chicanos por la Causa, and representing the organization today is Maria Jesus Cervantes. She's the Director of Public Affairs and International Relations at CPLC. It's an amazing group that has been growing through the pandemic. Maria Jesus, wow, you guys are extraordinary. Congratulations on continued growth and all the things that you're doing.
Thank you, Doug. We are honored with this recognition. Thank you so much for considering us. And yeah, you were right. And then the leadership of David Adami, our president and CEO, today CPLC impact the lives of more than 620,000 people every year. And we have now expanded services in a total of 5 US states and Mexico. This year, we expanded our services, as I mentioned, in Texas with 17 locations, and most recently in California. We also officially launched and deployed our CPLC Action Fund, our C4, and David was actually named member of Senator Kelly bipartisan transition team. What we've learned so far is certainly in the last 51 years that CPLC has been around with this pandemic, is that the vital role of CPLC, Chicanos por la Causa, in helping people in communities is now even more pronounced than ever before. Our families are struggling, businesses, and so our role in supporting this record number of small businesses with funding and the resources to help jobs is even more important, and we appreciate the opportunity to serve them as well. In terms of what we did this year, we certainly adapted our services, like the previous speaker was mentioning, to do more digital, right, communications and virtual, right, from story times for toddlers, academic classes for high school students, training for displaced workers, virtual consultations for our economic development projects across all 5 states, and then certainly as well as financial counseling, among others. As we look at 2021, we are re-engaging with our partners in Mexico, Guatemala, and Canada. We are also looking at the challenges, but also the opportunities in workforce, for example, by helping reinventing workers and support businesses for the post-COVID economy. We in fact have a presentation next week that I'll invite all. I'll send Doug this information about the research and data that our research and evaluation team collected of where the community stands and what the opportunities are for certainly in Arizona. This presentation is focused in Arizona. But we're also looking forward to moving with the next steps with our economic development projects in the local and supporting local and international economies. So we appreciate again, and I'm grateful for this recognition and appreciate this space with Lower Chamber. Thank you.
Thank you, Maria. Really appreciate all that you do. We're now down to our final 2 awards, and the next one is the Young Global Leader of the Year. And this is, I think, very appropriate that we award this to Tina Swice. Tina, I think probably, if you don't know Tina, one of the many organizations that she's founded and is still even running is Overachieving Women Association. And one of the really cool things about Tina is that she is working in the US, but she has all sorts of activities around the world, especially in the Middle East and in Jordan. And some of the work that she's doing that I watch on Facebook on a regular basis with women in leadership in the Arab world is really quite extraordinary. So Tina, congratulations on being Young Global Leader of the Year. And we really appreciate all that you do. Thank you. And let's see if you're, I know I saw you. Are you on mute? Or did we lose you?
Yes, I'm on mute. Thank you, Doug.
Oh,
I
okay.
really appreciate this recognition, but I give that recognition back to the Global Chamber and everyone in this tribe, because this is where we actually witnessed the birth of the Young Global Leaders program, part of the Global Chamber. It's been, how long has it been? Almost 5 years. It's been very exciting being part of the Global Tribe. I've learned so much from each and every one of you, and my experience with you has actually brought lots of amazing ideas to the Middle East that we hope we can bring back here, especially with the Women in Business Arabia group, where we're doing training, recognition, and mentorship, collaborations with banks, existing banks, to create microfunds for women, and then a project I've been working on for over a year, which is called Parallel Worlds. And it's creating opportunities for women who are starting up their own businesses, especially during this pandemic, to have global markets and reach out different markets, and Arizona being hopefully one of them. The other thing maybe that I want to announce during this recognition is this year has taught us so much about virtual. I have been working in virtual health tech over the past, I would say, year. We've successfully been able to go into hospitals, and then, COVID happened, and it became a push even for virtual reality in connecting people in workspaces, in workplaces. So this is something that I'm proudly working on, in addition to bringing virtual reality to the schools and to the education in Arizona, where is Barry Wong? I talked to Barry Wong maybe 4 years ago about creating, changing education in Arizona. We have a school now, we're changing education in Arizona. But one more thing right now is we're facing another problem, elementary school dropouts, because they don't want to be on Zoom. We are in Zoom and we can't tolerate it. So I'm working on some creative out of the box ways to get children to still enjoy school, build relationships the way we continue to build relationships. And I appreciate every single one of you here. Thank you.
You're amazing, Tina. Keep up the great work. And where should we follow you? Like, for instance, in Facebook, what is that group that I'm watching that's like amazing?
So Women in Business Arabia is actually a group we started almost 3.5 years ago. And it's basically because we wanted to keep everyone connected. We started with maybe 400 people that I was working with in the Middle East. And right now we're at 50,000 members of women-owned businesses from the Arab world, everywhere you can think of in the universe. And we decided we can connect, mentor, help each other out. We have online training sessions. We've built a whole ecosystem that is very culturally aware of the situation of women in the Middle East.
Keep up the great work. Thank you very much.
You are welcome.
We're now to our final category, and this is a unique Global Tribe category, or a Global Chamber category. It's the Global Tribe Leaders of the Year. And this year we decided to pick two, a man leader and a woman leader. And those two winners I'm going to introduce concurrently. First, Dave Binsfeld. He's the owner of a General Southwest Insurance Agency. He's been a member of Global Chamber since day one. He has all sorts of international ties, particularly to Lithuania. And what Dave does is amazing. Insurance to me, I guess before I knew Dave, was pretty boring, but what he's able to do for companies is extraordinary. So Dave, we really appreciate the work that you do, and congratulations on being a Global Tribe Leader of the Year, male version. And are you on?
Oh, I thought you were going to introduce us both at the same time. No problem. Yeah, and it's Luxembourg, not Lithuania. But
Luxembourg. Thank
dual
you.
citizen in Luxembourg. And anyway, so you had mentioned, suggested maybe I share what's been sustaining me and then my outlook for 2021. So I thought, so what's been sustaining me is just what we're doing right here. And I found, and Joe, I echo what you said, found this to be so much more efficient. I get to meet some really interesting people. I like to help people. I like to connect people. So like Shamish, I sent you a link that I know people in the blockchain community here in the town. And if you want to meet some fellow people, I can facilitate that. So so that's really been sustaining me. And as a result, I've just been meeting people, and I have never been busier in my life. I've never had a fuller pipeline. So I'm sorry for the tragedy and sorry for everybody who suffered from it, but so that's what's been sustaining me. And then what's my outlook for 2021? So this is the insurance person outlook. Insurance is a cyclical market. And for most of the time, there's plenty of capital and there's plenty of competition, and companies want to go write everything and they compete. But every so often we have what's called a hard market. That happened right after 9/11, and insurance companies withdrew from the capital, left the marketplace, and rates went up, and companies got much more selective about what they write. And so there's a lot of indication to say that that's going to be coming up again. So I'm preparing for that, preparing to be able to help people and turn a bad thing into an opportunity. So thank you again for the honor. I really appreciate it. Y'all have a great one. Talk to you soon.
Thanks, Dave. Appreciate it and all that you do. And I'm waiting for the time we can do a League of Extraordinaries at the Arizona Country Club again, which we did so many years ago that we hopefully will be able to get back to.
Let's do it the first meeting we can.
It is, yeah. So the final awardee is the Global Tribe Leader of the Year female version, and she is a dynamic leader, Deborah Allen. An hour ago, Deborah, we were talking in the advisory board meeting and you were introducing yourself. And one of the things that came through for everybody, and one thing that we all know you about, is that you're a real estate agent that is involved with you were born in Germany and you're very involved with Central America and along with Mexico. And so you're a Globie at heart, and one of the few real estate agents that we know that is a Globie at heart. So congratulations on being Global Tribe Leader of the Year, including, by the way, every year your annual Peace Conference, Peace Day conference that you do that we couldn't do this year. I'm sure we'll hopefully be able to do it in 2021. Congratulations on the award, Deborah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So what do you think about 2021? What's your outlook?
I think I'm just going to strengthen more relationships and just be more meaningful and more present. I've been doing that this year, and it just really, it changed something. We just grew closer. We helped each other. We nurture each other. It just, I don't know. I miss people very, very much, but there's other ways to connect. Random acts of kindness can do magic.
I'm right with you. Thank you very much. And that's another reason why you're a Global Tribe Leader of the Year, because of all the things that you do and the personal connection that you bring to your work. We really do appreciate that. It's so important, more important than ever, given kind of the circumstance we're in today. Thank you. That brings us to the end of the award program. And actually, we're a little bit over, a few minutes, but we have enough time to finish by the top of the hour. So we have 3 breakout rooms, and we're going to be starting to split you up in about a minute or so. So what's going to happen is some of you are already assigned a room. So we've got room number 1 is going to be about Metro Phoenix, and it's going to be led by Janine Yurkovic, who's going to kick off a conversation for about 5 minutes about what's happening in Metro Phoenix. And then there'll be about 10 minutes of conversation. And we don't know what's going to happen for that 10 minutes, but Janine's going to hopefully be herding you in a way that, you know, you'll get more of an understanding of what some of the hot opportunities are. And then in room 2, it'll be called Growing the Pie. And I can't think of anybody else who could be a greater facilitator for the conversation of how do we continue to get more and more people involved with international business. It's so critical for the world and for the United States and for every country to be more involved. And Mel Sanderson, we all know as one of the truly amazing global leaders in the Metro Phoenix area and around the world, in fact. So Mel will be leading group number 2. And then number 3 will be all the resources that you need. And it's actually about 12 different functional areas. And we're going to do rapid speed dating, 1 minute each for each one. So Mike Langley, who is the deputy director for the Phoenix chapter, will be herding cats through number 3. So each of you, except for the people that I mentioned, will be rotating through each of the groups. And so hopefully you'll be able to enjoy each of the 3. You'll notice in your name, if you look at your name in the Zoom, you'll see a number associated with it. So if you have a 1 associated with it, that means you're going in through each one of the 3 rooms with group number 1. So we've got 3 groups and 3 groups of people. And so enjoy.